Okay, everyone, good evening. So, we have a special farewell Dao talk. Uh, for those of you who doesn't know what is the Dao, so about 2,600 years ago, someone has decided to write some manual. We call it the Book of Tao. And I will say a few words about it. About 2,600 years ago, somewhere in India, there was a guy. What was his name? He was the Buddha. Yeah, in India, there was a guy, the Buddha. And about the same time in China, there was another guy. His name is Lao Tzu, and he wrote the Book of Tao. And the Tao tradition has started from this book. And about 1,600 years ago, Taoist sages and Buddhist monks met each other, and they created the first school of Zen, which is Zen Buddhism. This evening we're going to share some chapters from this book. I will share something personal related to this and the monk. When I first met the monk and I started to sit with him, we were just sitting back here and doing the inner walk. I already studied this book for a few years, and everything that the monk said was very aligned with the teaching that I read in this book. And so I was sure that he studied this book. And so I kept studying the book, and about 6 months, 8 months later, when I was still sitting with him every day, at some point I played a few chapters from this book. And he was looking at me and said, "This is very interesting, what is it?" And I told him, "This is the Book of Tao." And he said, "What is the Book of Tao?" And I was quite shocked because he mastered all the teachings of this book without opening the book. And it was a very powerful experience for me to be with him at this point, because I studied this book for so many years in order to understand something, and he was just talking it out of his heart, mind, spirit, whatever it came from. And so it was very interesting. And in the last few years, we are doing a tradition that we play chapters from this book and sharing teachings and knowledge. I will say that we thought about few chapters to share from this book. And so I'm spending a lot today and the last few days listening to the book again and again and trying to figure out which chapters I should choose. And it feels like I need to play the entire book. But we will play a few chapters. We don't have the whole night. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to do it. I'm just going to play a chapter, and if someone feels like he wants to share something or say something, we're just going to move the microphone between us. We're not going to do so much teaching today, more of like listening and feeling into the teachings and feeling our teacher together. So before we start, we have the books here, so maybe we can just pass the books between everyone. You can just take a copy. You can keep it if you want after. Just take a pack out and move the... Okay. So, it's going to be selected chapters. We're not going to play everything. And I want to say thank you for Amos. He's one of the students of the monk for many, many, many years. And when he heard that the monk passed away, he sent me the text of this specific chapter, which we will share now. So we're going to open in chapter 16. And I'm going to play it, and you can also read it in your own time. Don't be so serious. Very important. Nothing is important. I got at least 100 messages in the last 2 days, which the sentence, "Don't be so serious," was sent to me. So there's people all over the world now that remembering not to be so serious.
16. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Let your heart be at peace. Watch the turmoil of beings, but contemplate their return. Each separate being in the universe returns to the common source. Returning to the source is serenity. If you don't realize the source, you stumble in confusion and sorrow. When you realize where you come from, you naturally become tolerant, disinterested, amused, kind-hearted as a grandmother, dignified as a king. Immersed in the wonder of the Tao, you can deal with whatever life brings you. And when death comes, you are ready.
If anyone wants to share something, you can just signal me. I'm going to give you the microphone. As the tradition in these talks, we don't necessarily share about the chapter itself. The chapter is just to inspire us, and whatever comes, you can feel comfortable to share. Specifically this day, if you like to share some stories or memories, so you're also welcome. It doesn't have to be only spiritual teachings. Dignified as a king. Nobody wants to talk. I know, I'm also nervous.
It's a bit too bright.
Hi, Erica. My name is Phra Olarn. So with all the years of me here, I never met the man in person. Ever. But I did meet him through so many people here on the island. So in the last years, I picked up my own profile about this important man. I was jealous. He's so important and so touched so many hearts of people. So that means a lot. Thank you. I want to say that I met him once. It was like 5 years ago. And I had a long talk and I could never forget this. I mean, he touched my heart in a way that I wanted to go to visit him in the hospital, then unfortunately happened before. But yeah, it was an incredible human. Just stay like this.
Thank you. You know, there is about 400 people message me since we posted. 350 of them didn't met him. And so it's quite shocking how much content, information, knowledge, wisdom, guidance, understanding of his being these 350 people had. It's so powerful to understand the impact that you can have by touching only one person's soul and heart, rather than touching directly thousands of people and indirectly, I don't know, maybe a couple of tens of thousands of people, at least to my understanding, through his teaching to us and to the people that we met in our paths. Um, yeah. Okay, I know it's not easy to start. I will share another chapter to warm you up. Something that is more related to the way he was guiding.
33. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. If you stay in the center and embrace death with your whole heart, you will endure forever.
Yeah, his guidance was always pointing to find yourself inside and stop looking outside for the problems. And no blame, no shame, only just understand yourself. If you do this, you will have a beautiful life and you will share beautiful all around you. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. Yeah. Yes. Don't be shy.
It's including if you realize you are enough. If you realize you are enough,
Yes.
you're truly rich. That's your soul.
Yes. Yes. It's nice. So, yes. It's okay.
Good evening, everyone.
Shalom, salam, peace.
Shalom, salam, peace, everyone. That's my little ritual. Yeah, where to start?
Closer, yeah.
I'll just say, first of all, that about today's experience, I feel the need to come here as much as possible. I was sitting here yesterday, today, meditating. I found some quiet corner over there. Then I had this realization that I didn't know how much I loved him while he was alive. But I had this like rising in me, how much I love this man, but I was not aware of it. While he was alive, I loved him, it's normal. When he passed away, I felt this connection, so it's kind of, it was very interesting to see that. So yeah, definitely I had some tears, maybe joy mixed with the bitterness in a way, but still the beauty of his presence. I met him many times because of Fluke actually brought him to our yoga teacher training courses since 2019. So many classes I just came to be in his present to see the students enjoy his laughter. Yeah, and it's very interesting. I discovered that my first landlord, Pita, if you know Artifact, I talked to her. She's one of the sweetest people that I met ever in my life. Super generous and kind and helpful. And she told me I'm his family. And then yesterday I've seen her brother here as well. So apparently this family is a special family. Also came sitting. So it's wonderful to see these people of generosity and kindness and good heart in action. So in a way I knew him before I met him because I knew his family, so I kind of felt that the spirit of kindness and generosity. Yeah, I'm very thankful to Fluke that he introduced him to me, to us, to Wonderland Drive. Thank you, Fluke.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, we had a couple of hundreds of students who did the yoga teacher training, and one of the highlights of the course was somewhere at the end of the second week. He used to come and to share time with everyone, talk about the journey, about the purpose, about the work, about the temple, about the life here, and it was probably the most inspiring talk in the whole TTC, and there's a couple of hundreds of those that he shared with so many people. If you want to share a chapter, like there is a specific chapter that you want us to play, so we can dedicate any chapter that you like and play it. Where is Kai? Hey brother, we're gonna play chapter 81, dedicated from Kai.
We'll start with the end.
It's the end of the. It's the end of the book. It's the last chapter of the book.
'81. True words aren't eloquent. Eloquent words aren't true. Wise men don't need to prove their point. Men who need to prove their point aren't wise. The master has no possessions. The more he does for others, the happier he is. The more he gives to others, the wealthier he is. The Tao nourishes by not forcing. By not dominating, the master leads.
Seven, 8 years ago, when I just started to sit with him, his English was not as sharp as it was in the last years, yes? And he was talking with me for hours. And I used to come and he talks with me, and after he finished talk, I need to walk. And he was talking with me for 30 minutes. And I was trying to figure out, what does he want from me? What he's talking about? The glass is dirty? No, there is a dirt on the glass. The glass is not, I don't know. And again, the same stories for about 1 year, every day, again and again. And every time I don't get what he's saying, and after 30 minutes, you go walk. And I go and I walk for 4 hours, and I come back and he talks again, and I don't know what he says. And it took me about 6 months to figure out what he wanted. It was so funny understanding everything after 6 months, listening to him. Thought. He was saying thought. Oh, I didn't understand what he wanted. Yes. It was again and again for months. Just trying to figure out, taking notes. Yes. At the end, after many years, I understood that it wasn't important what he was saying. It's like it wasn't relevant. It's just saying something to entertain me and then to send me to walk. I was thinking that there is a point in the teaching. It's like he's going to get something. I'm going to listen very good and then I'm going to be enlightened. It was just entertainment, giving me the motivation to continue walking. It wasn't about the content. Yeah. It took me a lot of time to understand many of the teachings. He was telling me, I have a very naughty mind. No, my mind is very naughty. He says many things, and my mind is very busy. And I was looking at him and I was thinking, yeah, he's saying this in order to comfort me, so I will feel good about myself that my mind does not stop, but his mind is silent. He's enlightened, and his mind does not talk. And it took me almost a year to realize that he was saying the truth. I was thinking he's just trying to comfort me for 1 year, that I will feel good about myself. And it took me a lot of time to understand that it's not the problem that my mind is talking so much, it's the problem that I believe to what he is saying. And many people throughout the years came to me and says, is it real? Like, why is laughing all the time? Is it a show? It's like, what is going on there? It's like, what is this thing that he's laughing? Why is laughing? And some of the times it was really embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. We were sitting, there is a group walking, they sit to talk. And it became sometimes really embarrassing that people talk and he's laughing. Yeah, he was walking into the platform while everybody's walking and he's with YouTube in time, full volume. It's like everybody's shh, we're in the temple, it's like, and he's talking on the phone. And anyway, and at one of the time we're sitting this woman and she's like, she's starting to share something like very deep and like, I have cancer, and he's starting to laugh. I'm looking what to hide. I feel, okay, this is going to be an embarrassing thing. Yeah. It was very funny. And it took me many years to understand why he's laughing. And at some point I realized that it's something around the fact that he's hearing his own mind and he's starting to laugh about what goes inside of him. Yeah. It was a profound understanding to understand that he's actually laughing about himself all the time. And it's not related to what's happening with us. Yeah. It was good. It was good. Yeah. Okay. Don't be so serious. Yesterday I was here at the ceremony, and in the middle everybody's sitting and chanting and all of these things is happening, and in the middle I have this thought that he's sitting there and he's saying, why everybody's so serious here? Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I chose this chapter, but I'm just going to play it. It's a little bit long one, but let's see what it means. 22.
If you want to become whole, let yourself be partial. If you want to become straight, let yourself be crooked. If you want to become full, let yourself be empty. If you want to be reborn, let yourself die. If you want to be given everything, give everything up. The Master, by residing in the Tao, sets an example for all beings. Because he doesn't display himself, people can see his light. Because he has nothing to prove, people can trust his words. Because he doesn't know who he is, people recognize themselves in him. Because he has no goal in mind, everything he does succeeds. When the ancient masters said, "If you want to be given everything, give everything up," they weren't using empty phrases. Only in being lived by the Tao can you be truly yourself.
There is a kind of between the chapters the concept of death and dying. Little bit gets new meanings for me this week, but I want to share something that is on the spirit of the teachings, that the death is not always meant to the physical body. Death. We carry a lot of identities inside of us. Yes, the perfectionist, the social anxiety identity, the teacher identity, and many, many others, like the father identity, the son identity, the friend identity, the good worker identity. We have many, many identities. And the teaching is not pointing us necessarily to the physical body. It's pointing us to all these identities and perceptions and conditions that we carry. And when we allow them to die, we will be free. And many of the teachings and the guidance that he helped me to receive in my journey, especially in the first 1 year that I spent every day with him, was basically, he was literally killing my identities. Every time that I showed up with one of my shticks, he was starting to laugh. I have a savior issue. I need to save everyone, yes? God forbid that if someone will have an issue in his life and will need to handle it. And at some point, it became so ridiculous that someone stopped to tie the shoes or do something, and he was telling, go help him, you see, he needs help. Yes. I think part of what's really powerful with the guidance that we're always afraid of a secret agenda, that someone wants something from us. And this raises the protection systems that we have. I need to be careful. I know Yaron wants me to come to meditation because he wants something from me. Yeah? We have this thing. And he showed up in such a beautiful way that you couldn't even have an idea that he wants something from you, besides to free you from your suffering. And I think that's part of what was so powerful in him, and something that I wish to follow and try to follow every day in my life. Because when someone meets you and he knows that you don't want to take anything from them, they will be very open and allow the love and the joy to be received. And I think a big part of what he brought to us in the community and the entire teachings was around that he was really coming from a very love and kindness, and he didn't really want anything. Yeah. Me. Yes.
I have a little problem now. I flip the point to make the decision if I say something. I didn't have a plan what to do next. So bear with me for a moment. For me, most of my time I spent on this island. I spent somewhat close to him because it was a miracle to see the effect that he had when he was with people. And yeah, I'm so blessed that I had the chance to sit in so many buildings next to him when I saw him hitting a crowd. Like sometimes people would he would speak about normal things, and suddenly you could see how all the identities dropped. And people just got it. Got this state that he was in, got this peace, this, I'm having a break from being someone. I'm being with something is happening, it includes a person, it includes feelings and thoughts and whatever they might just be in this space with him. And yeah. Thank you.
I will share some. I had the opportunity to meet him a few times because I was filming him for different talks and events. And one of the things that I remember about him the most is about him saying, "Don't take life too serious," and the laugh. So this is definitely what I will take from him, because sometimes I do take life serious, and it's something that I have to remember. And I had an idea to make a documentary about inner work, and somehow it didn't happen yet, but maybe this can be an opportunity if any of you want to be part of it or want to share something about inner work. Just putting here like a spark, and maybe something can happen. So yeah. Thank you.
Okay, second time.
Only for the Braves.
I want to encourage others as well, but it just popped up to me 2 or 3 days ago, since I mentioned that he came so many times to our yoga teacher training courses. So one of our graduates told me, "Did you hear about it?" Boss told me before he wrote me. And he basically repeated one phrase. He sent me his photo, and I will not say his name. It's not relevant. But he repeated 2 times. He was really a game changer for me. So that's the phrase he used later on. And as well, I'm very quiet today and thinking about his life boldly. Yes, he was a game changer for sure for many people. It is sad even that It is a cycle of life. He was a special man. And yeah, game changer.
Aho.
Wise.
You like noodle soup? Noodle soup? Noodle soup good? If noodle soup not good, you're not happy? You're not noodle soup good? You happy? Noodle soup will decide if you're happy or not? Yeah. Noodle soup. So many stories about noodle soup.
So the first time I saw the monk, I was coming to Olina with Fluke, and we sat, and there was many people with their conflicts, and everybody shared their things. I see people crying, and he's just laughing. And me, in my culture, in my house, if someone laughing in your face when you have problems, you have a problem with you now. It's, it's not normal. And I'm thinking, why keep on laughing? What's going on? And after that, I asked Fluke, why is he laughing? He said, because life is funny. And in this week, I had a conflict while I was walking. The conflict was I was catching my thoughts and trying to control them. And then I was observing the pattern of catching the thoughts and trying to control them. And so on and so on, and suddenly I was talking to Fluke, and he told me, oh, just smile. Every time you catch the thought, you catch the pattern, you just start smiling. And then I understood that's so funny. So I don't think anything worth taking too seriously in this life. Just let it off.
Before 2 weeks ago, 24 soldiers from Israel was in Olina in retreat. So before they getting medal when they finish the retreat, so before they finish the retreat, he just records something for them, and I want to share with you.
Wait. Maybe you send me, I play in the speaker?
Okay. Was his last message.
יש לי אינטרנט. Okay, we will play it later. We will figure out how to connect. You cannot send it in WhatsApp?
Yeah,
Okay, it will take a minute. We'll play it after. Okay, we're gonna play another chapter. We're gonna go to 27.
A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent upon arriving. A good artist lets his intuition lead him wherever it wants. A good scientist has freed himself of concepts and keeps his mind open to what is. Thus the Master is available to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He's ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job. If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret.
A good scientist has freed himself of concept and keeps his mind open to what is. When you start to walk on the path of self-discovery, getting out of suffering, at the beginning you think it's a path that you need to learn something. But it's actually a path that you're learning to be a scientist. If you cannot become a scientist, you will not free yourself from yourself. It's a path that you're actually learning how to observe and learn from your own inner experience. And in order to do this in the best way, you need to be a good scientist. It's one of the most first teaching that if you get it, the process forward is like running like in fast forward. And learning to do it from learning to be a good scientist means that you learn to observe without interfering. Yes, as you're walking and your mind is talking, suddenly you start to interfere with the conversation. But then you cannot really see what goes inside of you. So one of the first basic teachings is to be a good scientist. And that's a big part of what he left me with, to guide me how to be a good scientist, to learn about myself. Yeah. It's still downloading. Okay. So, enjoy this one.
So to Team 30, what you have to say?
Hello, Team 30. I'm a very serious person. I want to tell you something. You know, anything what happened with you now, when you smile, you are changing the world. When you want to change the world, you just smile even you were serious about everything. So enjoy this moment with yourself, and this is the power what you have inside of you. Don't let anything control your mind, control your happiness. Shine inside, be a light for everyone in this world. Give yourself with a lot of compassion and love. Smile, laugh, and be connecting to yourself. This is very basically for a life. And when you do that, you do everything for this world. You do everything for your family. You do everything beauty in every moment because you do from love and compassion. This just to remind you, I not teach you anything. Sorry. And laugh, try to everything. If you are very serious today, I know life is very effortless, but this is the teacher who are learning how to be stronger. And more that you're stronger, more that you're growing, more power that you have. Enjoy. Very beautiful to meet you in every body. Let your heart smile with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Phra Olarn.
Thank you.
Aho. I didn't know if I will share this. Yes? We will find a way to share it in the groups, yeah. We will share it in the Inner Walk group.
Inner Walk family?
Yes, in a one Inner Walk worldwide announcement, so we will share it. Inner Walk family. Yeah. So, Judith, I will play the song from the end of the workshop, yeah? What do you think? Yes.
Okay, so we just finished 4 days of School of Life workshop, and it was we already knew that this day is coming. Yeah, it was Thursday. He left us on Sunday, and we dedicated at the end of the workshop a song that I actually dedicated this song to him when I heard this song first time. So I immediately came to him and played this to him. It was a few years ago. Just a second. And it's a little bit, there is parts that maybe it's not so temple style, but you know, it's him, so we don't have to do temple style. Yeah. This is, when I heard this song, first time I heard it, it immediately was in my head, and I will share this with you.
I was carrying this weight for so long, thinking I was someone, there was something wrong. I got down on my knees and prayed, and I asked God to show me the way. He sent me my master to help me see that I am empty and I am free. He sent me my master who had the key, and with his words came clarity. Don't take shame, don't take shame, don't take shame. Stay in the highest place. Stay in the highest place. Don't take shame, don't take shame, don't take shame. Stay in the highest place. Stay in the highest place. The place of zero, nowhere to go, nothing to be. Open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and see. Zero, nowhere to go, nothing to see. Open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and see.
When I was hurting, life was a burden, cause the mind was inside blurring everything that was occurring. It's so disturbing, this mind's version, but this deception has been corrected. My perception resurrected. There was a time when time was a prison, but timelessness is inside hidden. This is the gift of wisdom, the gift to see life without division. This is the grace of the master, so we don't chase after the fakes that often capture. He takes us to the pastures where we taste this rapture of this grace that's pure.
Don't take shame, don't take shame, don't take shame. Stay in the highest highest place.
Everything's clear, nothing to fear.
Stay in my highest place. Don't take shame, don't take shame, don't take shame. Stay in the highest place.
Everything's clear, nothing to fear.
Stay in the highest place.
Nearer than near, always right here.
Zero, nowhere to go, nothing to be. Open your eyes and see. Open your eyes and see.
Hi everybody, my name is Judy and I spent the last 31 years on the side of Oran, Phra Olarn, and yeah, we were married together. We have 3 beautiful, wonderful children. We got separated. We passed many waves together, and I came mid of November to Thailand. I knew already since 2 years he's very sick, so I came mid of November, and I came to stay with him at the hospital. And one of the biggest gifts I received in this 4.5 week to stay with him. In the beginning, my ego was very big, and he triggered me for everything. You walk too fast, speak too loud, why are you not so, don't be so nervous, relax, relax, relax. And I was more and more stressed. But anyway, I wanted to give him or even for myself, better say, a chance, you know. I understood deep inside of my heart, this is the moment to catch it, yeah. And then happened this, that Yossi came to the hospital and made this video, and I got so touched deep in my heart, and I could let go all my anger and my wants, and I was really far, and I could see him with the eyes, and I could, with the eyes of peace, and to accept him as a teacher. And I realized what he done here on this island. And it's so amazing what he touched the soul from many and the heart from so many people all over the world that met him, and I'm so wow. Yeah. And I'm very grateful that I could stay with him and to help him, and till the last moment. I can tell you that he was prepared. He was really prepared with everything. He no more suffered. Sure, his body was heavy, so heavy. Every day more water inside. In the beginning he could walk still, but then more and more he gets in trouble with the body. But he never identified with the body. He was always pure. And to see this, and to see what I want to have in my life as well. It's worse to work, and for him it was always very, very important to show me and also to show to his three beautiful children, and yeah, to be free from suffering. And he passed away in a quiet moment. We were outside, but he was really peace. We came in and he hadn't open eyes. He was really sleeping and flying away with. No, he drove away with his Ferrari. So thank you very much. I love you all very much.
Yeah, of course, in the beginning he was laughing all the time, but also in the last day, even that he couldn't speak much and he couldn't laugh as strong as you know he can laugh. Everything that we said, he was like, so he didn't have a lot of air to give, so it was it's like making sure that everything that we say, so we'll not forget the guidance. Yeah. I will play last short chapter. I know it's late and I know everybody's tired and you're already bored of me, but I will play last one. I can stay here all night. I have this thing.
43. The gentlest thing in the world overcomes the hardest thing in the world. That which has no substance enters where there is no space. This shows the value of non-action. Teaching without words, performing without actions. That is the Master's way.
I want to share with you something about the depth of the work that he shared. If anybody been there, so you know what I'm talking about, but if not, I'll try to describe it. When you take someone on a journey to lose your suffering, to lose your identities. Let's say we have the 4 days journey, yeah, of the inner walk. So the first day will be a lot about what's going on around here. Walking back and forth, and this one walks like this, and I'm like that, and when you finish the first day, you don't want to come back. It doesn't make sense. It's very stupid. Nobody teach you anything. You don't want to come back. But for the brave one who come back on the second day, you think, okay, I know where I'm going. I've been there yesterday, so I know what's going to be. And that is the moment when your shield is lowered down. You think you know where you're going, so you don't need to defend, to protect yourself. And these days, usually is the day that brings people to meet the deepest core of their wounds and their suffering and everything, but in a very held way. It's kind of like, in order for people to go to this place, they need to trust the space, the process, the guidance, the teaching, everything. Otherwise, they will not accept to allow themselves to go to these places. And you can look at it in a mystical way, but for everyone who facilitated inner walk, and there is quite a few of you here, this is a very challenging day to even just sit there and hold space for the other people to walk. Many of us, when we finish the second day, is a very difficult day for us. You have 15, 20 people around you that their life is being washed out, and you are the washing machine. And then they come on the third day and they start to observe themselves from the space and start to be free. Yes, the beginning is there. It's actually happened usually after the half of the journey. But the point what I'm trying to share is not what's going on in inner walk. Is to understand the responsibility and the courage and the willpower and the understanding and the trust that you need to have as someone who is leading people towards that place and guiding others to take others to do this, yeah? Because he basically sent us to do the work, yeah? We all call him the boss, yeah? What the boss is saying. Between us, he was the boss. And sometimes we call him the monk, but mostly I call him boss. What I have to do today? Boss, what we do? And it's very hard to understand what the soul of him needed to carry and to be willing to do in order to allow so many people to touch the core of their wounds, the deepest traumas, the deepest challenges, and to sit there and hold space for them and to laugh while he's doing this and carrying this with joy. That's require very, very high spirit, very, very high spirit. And yeah, just to understand what he was actually sharing with us, it was a really great thing. And on the personal level, I would just say that without his guidance and his teachings, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today in my life. And so, yeah, very grateful, very, very, very grateful. Anyone? Any last words? Yes, Barbara. Kai.
Hello everyone, my name is Kai. I met the monk 3 years ago when I first arrived in Copenhagen. I was in Wonderland and I was walking towards the dining hall and he was opposite the pool. And from there he saw me and he smiled, you know. And I sat down with him and I liked him. I think he to me, he's a friend, a mentor, a teacher, and a brother. He has showed me, compassion and love that I've never seen. At Inner Walk, we sometimes get very interesting characters.
Talking about.
And I mean, they are troubled souls, and it would be very challenging for myself. But he would embrace them. You know, he would just calm them, ask them to come. And he was the first monk that I seen giving us money. And that shows how generous he is as a person. It's very heartwarming to see everyone coming together to meet family and the wider family, and even here, you know, even at this wake, there is so much love, there is so much support. Yeah, let's celebrate him. You know, let's celebrate his life. We lost a life. Let's celebrate and let's remember him. You know, the monk that just loved. I just wanted to share that.
You know this thing that you're having a conversation with someone in your head? You have this sometimes? That you're talking with someone and it's like you're negotiating it. Yes. I refer to this as having their spirit inside of us. Yeah? You have something like this? Maybe your mother, you're still having a fight with her every day inside your head? There was someone in our group, I think she just left. She sat with me here in Inner Walk, and after a few hours, few good hours of walking, and she said to me, "It's 3 years I haven't spoken with my mom, and everything I'm doing is because what she tells me to do in my head." So, you know, we carry the spirits of the people who guided us and showed us life. Some spirits are more nasty, some spirits are more joyful and inspiring. And what I realized by that is that His Spirit is with me every day, everywhere I walk. Everything I do, I share. So the Spirit is living with us in that sense. And if it's just maybe a form to understand what does it mean that the Spirit is with us. Because it's inside us, because we share time with the Spirit, and the Spirit staying within us. And yes, I also like to share the fact that if His Spirit is with me, and not so long ago, His teacher passed away here in the temple, and I was thinking that the Spirit of His teacher is with him. And if the Spirit of His teacher is with him and His Spirit is with me, it means that the Spirit of His teacher is also with me. Yeah? And it goes on and on, generations of masters and students and teachers that carried this teaching, this truth alive for so many generations. And just to pay respect to the fact that he helped us with his spirit to carry the spirit of all of those teachings, all of those masters, that we can carry with us everywhere that we go. And if I would think what I'm supposed to do with this now, so I'm supposed to carry the Spirit and the teaching of the Spirit and share it with everyone that we meet. The love, the joy, the wisdom, the guidance, and I think that's might be a beautiful way to honor the journey and the work that He is dedicated for all of us. So yeah, in this way, His Spirit is with us, and we can share it with everyone that we meet. And I think that can be a beautiful gift to the world, and I think that was His intention in everything that He did. I'm just going to share that a week before He left us, He called all the teachers of Inner Walk, and He had a management meeting, and He was giving instructions what we're supposed to do, and how we're supposed to do it, and it was like a pure management meeting. He didn't stop working. So we have a lot of tasks to do now. And I don't know if something else will come, but just one last story. Just at the beginning, there was not many people walking. And there was no advertisement for Inner Walk. And so there are few tourists, coming to the temple, taking picture with the beautiful statues that you put here. I don't know, like, you can go look, there's art. And this poor tourist walking and taking a picture, and the monk is, I'm walking. There was always a show, I'm walking, and he's doing something. And he calls this tourist, the miserable guy, just came to take pictures in the temple. And he calls him and he takes him inside, and he walk with me, and he starts walking with him. And he's talking, again, nobody can understand what he's saying, he's just talking and talking and laughing and talking, and after 20 minutes, this tourist continues to walk and he goes to sit. And this guy ended up walking for 4 days because he came to take a picture of statues. It was so funny. This is how Inner Walk started. He was literally kidnapping tourists that came to take pictures in the temple. And, I was thinking sometimes, because he wears this monk clothes, he's allowed to do things that we are not allowed to do. So he had the permission to force you to do 4 days of walking and you cannot say anything. The monk told you to do. Who's going to argue with a monk? Yeah. So, yeah, this is literally how he started inner walk. He was sitting here, he prepared this banner, sign, and hanged it out, and kidnapped tourists to walking. And that was the spirit of the walk. Okay. We're gonna do the ceremonies will continue. I think until Friday evening. It's gonna be the same every day, 7 ceremony, and I think the Saturday is gonna be the big ceremony. We don't know the hour yet. 5 o'clock, 5 afternoon, yeah? No, can I come 5 a.m.? So 5 o'clock Saturday, there's going to be the big ceremony if you want to join us. And of course, we're going to continue doing the walk, inner walk, every week, Monday to Thursday. He was sitting here every week. Even if one person came, spend the 4 days, 4 hours with him. And that's the education that he gave me, that it's not important if it's 20 people in the workshop or 30 people or 1. Every soul worth all the effort in the world to do the work. So we continue every week, Monday to Thursday in Inner Walk, and of course we're going to do the Tao Talks every 2 weeks in Inner Walk. Keep studying the teachings and his spirit. Thank you for joining us this evening. I know he had a good time. And I think he is happy that you enjoyed it as well. Thank you.